So this is my first video and I'm nervous. I'm very, very nervous. I hope I'm getting through it and I have a few notes. Hello, I'm Moni. If you're coming over from my Instagram, you already know me. If you don't, I spent the last 2 years basically making 2 big 18th century dresses. I do identify myself as a historical costumer, even if what I'm doing, I wouldn't say it's per se historical costuming. I often do historical dresses with anachronistic twists, because for myself, it's very hard to make a direct copy from something, because I always have to change something, so I would like it better. What I'm most interested in historical fashion are the textures and the silhouettes. I also want to share a little how I got into historical fashion before we go on into the video, because I always like to hear that from people and it's always a little different. When I was younger and still searching for my style, people told me to have a look into vintage fashion. I had a look onto YouTube around 2010, and back then you had like Lana Del Rey inspired and pin-up-y girls, like red colored hair and petticoats and all that thing, and it's lovely and I do like it, but as you maybe see, that's not for me. But at the time I also thought that that is all there is to vintage fashion, so I just moved on because I thought that's it. When I got onto Instagram around 2014, I got really fast into high couture lingerie, and over that side rows I got into vintage lingerie, Art Deco to be specific here. And if you're following people from the historical community, you know people who do historical lingerie or vintage lingerie often also do some other sort of historical fashion. Through that people, around 4 years ago, I came across a fashion place, and that was my light bulb moment, because I saw this fashion plate and all I thought was like the person who designed it had me in mind, like whoever designed that, imagine me to wear it. I was like, this is exactly what I want. And I was so happy to find a date on it. It was a 1916s fashion place, and ever since 1916s and the years onwards are my favorite fashion. And there's this thing I notice, not a lot of people doing it, but I see it with a few people as well. They don't work in their favorite periods because they're afraid. And I'm definitely afraid too. I think if you are as well from the historical sewing community, you know that, or most likely you had sewing plans this year, and then something named COVID happened and we had to cancel them. I really need a lot of motivation to get through a big project like that. So I realized relatively fast for myself that it basically would be a time and money waste to try to do my original plans, because I know myself I wouldn't finish them. And I made a few other plans as well. But my main thing I decided on was that I wanted to work on my wardrobe. I had parked my dream wardrobe, my dream historical wardrobe, the 1916 to early and mid 1920s. Like, not touch this because it's my holy grail, because my main issue with that time is you don't get as many accessories, or not many accessories are as available as maybe like 30s to 60s. You don't have reproduction companies, or there are some, but they are very far and few in between. I'm interested mainly in high fashion from that time. And I want nice shoes. I want real nice shoes. I noticed along the side in my time in the historical fashion community or historical costuming community that there aren't shoes or not the specific style I want. So I had a look into handmade custom shoes and they're so expensive. But I talked to a friend who's also sewing and he gave me the name of an Italian-based company who does shoes or theatre shoes. So maybe, just maybe, they have a more cost-effective solution and I could actually start building my dream wardrobe. What of course would mean that my half-made COVID 1.5 year plans would have to go down the drain. I'm sorry. Let's get into the plan I worked out and why I'm doing this video. And I mean, let's be honest, I'm making this video because I want to see content like this. So I'm making it so I can complain there isn't more. So let's get into my baseline wardrobe plan. As I have a day job, but not only for my day job, I want to keep a semi-modern capsule wardrobe, like muggle clothes, because I feel like most of the days I don't mind being dressed weird, but sometimes I do because I have the feeling there are just situations where you're not the focal point and dressing weird just gives you seek necessary attention, at least in my case. I want to keep a few trousers or bottoms and vintagey and vintage inspired tops that I can just pair, like a capsule wardrobe that is mindlessly working. Another thing I want to do is I already have a lot of 30s and 40s pieces that I want to keep for more of a personal use and add to that. In my personal experience, people see me and they're like, oh, she's wearing a nice dress and red lipstick. It must be the 50s, so I like it. Even if it's not the 50s. So I think I could get away with that. So the third aspect of my plan would be, of course, making my dream wardrobe, 1916 to mid-1920s wardrobe. But as this is not existing at all, this will not happen overnight, as I will have to make a lot of things, I will have to get custom things or get antiques who of course can't stand everyday wear. So I want to slowly build to like a special occasion thing and then develop that into more of an everyday supplement, I guess. You're talking with your hands again. Cause I am nervous. My goal with this videos, like coming videos, is to share my progress on my wardrobe, because I love people with an unusual wardrobe. I see them popping up on the internet and they often seem have it all in place, all figured out. So I want to share with you my journey in a real-time setting. With the coming videos, what I want to do is I want to share my action plan that I'm going to do until the next update and then show you the progress and what I will do next. So I wrote down my action plan for the next weeks. I have my fiber content I like in my clothing and my color palette figured out, and also my ultimate style goal. So I want now to go ahead and build and streamline my existing wardrobe. So the first point I want to do is to copy an existing pair of trousers I have that fits really nicely, because I have something that I call my black trouser issue. I love black bottoms because I just can't to be asked to think what I put on when I get up in the morning to get to work, so it just has to work. But for a few years now, I seem not to be able to find trousers that fit me like I want them to. So with the trend right now that trousers are on purpose a little bit too short, with me, they just come up so high because before that, my trousers fit already like this because I'm tall. And right now they come up so high, it doesn't look smart, it just looks ridiculous. And also, who wants to think in the morning, have I shaved my legs or have I not? And who wants to shave their legs all the time? I don't. I just want to put on trousers that they fit and I don't have to think about shaved legs, okay? To fix the issue, I want to make the copy of the pattern and then go on and rework a pair of black trousers I already made. But they're very poorly made, but they're wide-legged and long, so I should be able to reuse that fabric. So I want to go ahead and copy the pattern. Point 1. My second point is to hone my knitting skills. In the lockdown we had here, I got my mom to teach me knitting. That is about 2 months ago. And I'm obsessed with knitting now. It's awesome. So I already made this one. It's a hair. But I made this. This is my first big knitting project. It's this jumper. This is a pattern by Fable Knitwear. She is an indie knitwear designer and pairs like a bit of fantasy with vintagey aspects, and I love it. It's her nutcracker jumper. And right now I'm working on a summer jumper, so like a light one. It's made of silk mohair, so it's like this fluffy stuff. Yes, and like, it's not a lot. I had to redo it because I hadn't read the instructions of the pattern properly. Read the instruction before you knit something, because otherwise you will have to reopen it. But yeah, it's this pale seafoam blue color. That's my favorite color, and it's so soft. I can't wait to wear it. It will be awesome. And my other thing is, I just casually stated that I of course know perfectly well my color palette I like to wear. I want to try a new color on me that's pale yellow. I bought some yarn from Fable Knitwear as well in this beautiful speckled yellow colorway. But I really want to see how the yellow looks on me, because I think I have to make things in yellow for myself. I can see this be a good color. So I have a third skein of this, but I already started caking it. I think that's the right word. Correct me if it isn't. It just means you take this and you roll them up so they're easier to knit off. And I'm sorry, I'm looking in the viewfinder. So this is a DK weight. It will make for a warmer garment. What will be probably pointless in the summer, but I heard winter will be coming around eventually. So I have then something really nice to wear. And the third thing I will do, but only when I will have time, because in the next 2 weeks I will have 1 week of vacation, so I think I will not be very productive as I have to do and sort a lot of other things out before that, and then I will be traveling. when I will have time, I want to start to go through my existing wardrobe right now and to see what I could get rid of and what I want to sell from the vintage things I don't want to hold on to. But I have to be careful as I don't have a lot of clothing, so I don't have a lot of things I just don't wear, and I want to be careful not to get rid of them too fast, because then I would have to re-buy something, and most likely fast fashion, and I want to buy as little as possible into fast fashion. So when I have sorted out the vintage I want to pass on, I will maybe put them on eBay or maybe sell them directly on my Instagram or Instagram stories. I'm not sure yet, but I will let you know there. So if you want to have a look, I would suggest you follow me on Instagram. I alluded to that before, that I want to share the progress as it happens and also the next steps in my plan. But I don't know when the progress will be happening, so I can't promise you an upload schedule. If you want me to talk about a specific topic, you may leave me a comment down below or you send me a DM on Instagram. I would love to talk to you and hopefully see you very soon.